Hey guys, welcome back again to this amazing channel where we get to give you guys a whole lot of gist. So guys, this morning, afternoon, evening, depending on the time you actually got this particular video popped up on your FYP or wherever it is you get this video, I want to dish out something. I want us to discuss something very, very important, which is actually trending now. Now, I believe most of you saw this particular video, this particular news about a lady, like a girl, assaulting her lecturer. This particular news trended few days ago, and her fate has already been decided. Her fate has already been decided by the school authorities. As a matter of fact, she has been expelled from the school. But before that, yes, she has been expelled from the school, but we need to talk about something. You know, all these things, let me just be truthful to you guys, all these whole things, all these shenanigans by Gen Zs, in quotes, Gen Zs, started from their roots. It started from their parents. You can't tell me otherwise. It started from their parents. This idea of, don't touch my child, don't touch my child, don't flog my child, don't flog my child. I'm a teacher. I teach secondary schools. I teach in secondary school, and I nurture the so-called Gen Zs. You could tell that these children can actually learn if their parents can stop this. Don't touch my child, don't flog my child, don't. Come on. This particular girl must have been doing this thing back then in secondary school, and it was over. Yes, it all started from secondary school. You will see a child do something wrong, and instead of the parents to actually call on the teacher and say, oh, my child did this, did that, you will see the parents rushing to the school to fight the teacher. That the teacher, yes, I'm not an advocate of brutalization, to brutalize children, flog a child beyond what that child did. I'm not an advocate for that. But that a teacher scolded your child, reprimanded your child at the point of up to the level of few strokes. The child did not die. The child doesn't have, apart from a scenario whereby the child has an health issue, or whether the child is okay, the child is not sick, you rush to the school to advocate or to fight for your child. Like, it started from the secondary school, my darling. Now, this one happened in Unizik. The fate of the girl has already been decided by the school. That's because it's actually out there. The news went viral. That was the reason this particular news got to this level. They were able to expel this child. Assuming that this particular news did not go viral, many people's ears are open to see what the VC of the school is going to do. That is why the VC had to do this, allegedly. But come back in secondary school, you will see owners of secondary school try to, yes, I understand that everybody that has business has to protect his or her own business. But come on, to whose detriment? To the detriment of the generation. Are we raising people, important people in the community, in the government, in the country, or are we raising nuisance? That's a question that you really need to ask yourself. Parents, if you know you cannot raise a child properly the way your own parents raised you, please don't open those. You understand what I'm talking about? Let me not call something. Stop opening your kiniko and collecting a child if you know you cannot raise them. Come on. What is going on? What is going on? This thing that this girl did not start today. I'm telling you the truth. Go and trace it back. It did not start today. It is from, don't touch my child. Don't touch my child. My child is precious. My child is blah blah. My child is this. Don't touch my child. You will see it. That's why if you go to most of the secondary schools now, most teachers are feeling less concerned because you don't know the one that you will do. The parents will carry fight and come. You don't know the one you do. Parents will carry fight and come. This was the way it started. From don't nurture, don't flog, don't touch, don't do this, don't do that. You will give assignment in the class a child will not do. You will give a note that you even have to even copy for it by yourself on the board. A child will even be in that class and tell you, I'm tired. If I'm going home, I'll collect notes. And that child will end up not writing that note. At the end of the term, you will come to check notes, and that child has not really written anything. Scheme of work the child has not written. And when you flog the child, the parents comes to ask you why. You could imagine. Even threatening you. I had this friend of mine that had this case. This particular person teaches in secondary school too. Now, there was a scenario whereby the particular teacher, the said friend of mine in question, flogged a child. The teacher flogged a child. Now, it's about notes. The child did not write notes, not copy the note that teacher copied for the students. When the teacher came to check notes, the child has not copied anything. The teacher, scolded, warned, threatened the children, many of them, not even just him. Now, on coming back the next time, I think the next week or after 2 weeks, the child has still not copied that same note that the teacher shouted at every one of them for 2 weeks ago. Now, if you were in that position as a parent, were you going to carry the child to yourself and embrace the child? Now, the teacher was now forced to flog each and every one of them. Normal, stretch out your hand, let me flog you. Now, normally, we all know that every one of us grew up. This is not a sentiment. Normally, if you want to flog a child, you flog a child here. There is 99.9% probability that if the child, try to dodge the cane might actually touch here, whereby giving the child mark. We all know that. That is normal. Now, this specific teacher had to flog this child. On the process of doing that, I think the cane touched here, just a little mark. Not like it's a deep cut, or the child had a break of arm or wherever. Just little cut, what's the name? Little stroke mark here. Now, could you imagine that this particular child, the said father of the child, is not even in Nigeria? He's not even around the same community with the said child. The child went home immediately, snapped this same thing, and sent to the father, who is not living with them in that same location. Now, could you imagine that instead of this father, who is supposed to be a father and act like one, to ask this child, what did you do that will make your teacher flog you? Number one, why would you be among the people? Were you the only one that was flogged? No. The answer is no. There were up to 10, 11 that were flogged. Why would you be among the people that was actually flogged, that will actually be flogged for that? And what did you do? The parent did not ask. The next one is, they started threatening the teacher. Why will you flog my child? Don't flog my child. Don't touch my child. If my child let him be okay. Let him not be okay. Let him be useful to the community. Let him not be useful to it. Doesn't concern you. Don't touch my child. Yeah? And is it this kind of community, this kind of generation that we are raising? This kind of generation. And you're telling me most of these things comes from the parents? Don't tell me anything. Yes, students unlearn the one their parents teaches them, and they learn from their friends. But let me tell you the truth, 85% of whatever Gen Zs, so-called Gen Zs, are doing are from their parents. We did not grow that way. We did not. In our own time, even if you see a parent comes to school, it's always for a report. Maybe that parent is coming to report her child to the teachers. But these days, no. If you see a parent in school, it's always to come and fight the teacher. I'm not an advocate for brutalization of a child. I'm not an advocate. But come on, parents, what is going on? You see the reason why most teachers are not really ready again to talk to any child. This is the way it started. People are now saying, what's that her name again? Precious, Pim, of Unizik fought her teacher. She beat her teacher. She whatever. My darling, it did not start from the university. Pim did not enter into the university and start learning how to be insultive to her elder. No, it started way back from when she was a child. Her parents did not. Allegedly, if you check well, there is a 99.9 that this thing has to do with upbringing. What is this? What are we raising? What are we raising? I'm asking you guys, Gen Z parents, what are you guys raising? Are you guys raising children, or you're raising nuisance? Are you raising children, or you are raising nuisance? We were not brought up that way. Yes, we know we must have gone one of two places, but my darling, we were not brought up that way. We were not. During our own time, if you do something and they say your mom is coming to the school, you go to shiver. You'll be shivering. What would you do what would make your parents come to school? The student look at the gate, hey, see mommy, mama so, mama so. You go to shiver. What your parents they do for school? You'll be so afraid. What would your mom, your dad be doing in school? If not your school fees. No, but these days, parents will rush to school and start lamenting and start having, I am this. Do you know who I am? I'll come and arrest you. Do you know who I am? You don't know who I am. A parent who actually pays school fees for her children. Now let me tell you guys something. See, the caliber of parents that we have now, I don't understand where they are taking us to. Most especially here in Nigeria. You will see a parent now in secondary school. Like I'm in the system, I understand people that are in the system understand what I'm saying. Now, we have what we call open day in school, in secondary school. We have what we call PTA meeting. But my darling, do you know that open day is a day whereby, okay, most parents do not even know their children. You say that, I know my child. My child does not disturb. My child, for where you know your child? Do you know your child? When you wake up in the morning and rush to work, before the child wakes up to go to school, you're already out for work. Before you come back in the evening or in the night, the child is already sleeping. And you tell me you know your child. Weekends, Saturday, the child is already rushing for lesson. Oh, like I said, weekends, like Saturday, most children now go for lessons. Weekend lessons, like Saturday lessons, they go for lessons. Most especially GS3 class. These two exam classes, GS3 and XS3, goes for exam classes in all schools. Most schools, I don't know about all schools. Now, when do they not have time for you? When do you not have time for them? Do you know their character? How do you now know their character? Sunday, most of you will go to church and sleep there. Most parents will go to church and sleep there. They will sleep there from morning to night. Daddy GO and mommy GOs. They will sleep there. Okay, on Monday, some of you now, most communities, apart from Anambra and Imo states that are doing a sit-at-home, Monday, you are off to work again. When do you not have time for those children? When do you not say, I know my child, my child is not stubborn? Your child is not stubborn, Nibo Sibo. Talo Sobe, who said that? Where do you know your child? If you now trace that family, that parents back to this family, you see that this particular parent does not even have time for their children. They will put, okay, like I was saying, we have open day, we have PTA. Open day is when you will come to the school and parents and teacher will sit down. You and your children will sit down. You bring your children's book, go through their book and see their performance, see what they are doing. And if there's any complaint, you complain to the teacher complains to you. You see the teacher face to face, you have interaction with the teacher. That is a very good avenue for you to now lay your complaint genuinely, respectfully. Hey, this is my child. Flog, blah blah blah, in a very mannered way. But no, they will not come. You will not see them. PTA meeting, parents teachers association meeting, you will not see them. They will not come. or that they will pay for the penalty. They won't come. But touch their child a little, just obele, touch, and you will see them rush like Opalasekese. You will see them fly like birds to the school to rake down the foundation of the school. Are we raising, I ask again, are we raising children, future generation, or are we raising nuisance? Most of them, I'm not even going to the part of phone. Even the JS1 students have phone. Most of you will tell me, they do that in outside country. They do that in foreign countries, blah, 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 blah. Because they can manage it there. Because those people can manage it there. Here in Nigeria, we cannot manage it. Give a child, a baby, phone, and that boy, on a go aside, the child will go astray. The student, the child will go astray. Finally, what are we raising? Is this I ask you, parents, you looking at me, is this the way your mother raised you, or your father raised you? Doing our own time. I don't know. My own time, they didn't flog in koboko, but I know of people they flog koboko in my time. Wire, belts. They will flog the living witch, that demon that lives inside of you. They flog it away from your head. But now, maybe touch, just a little push, just a little push. Like I said, little push, just obele, push, touch the child, just playfully touch the child with cane and see the parents coming to rake the foundation of your school. And you tell me Precious started this today. It's a lie. Precious did not start this today. It's because Precious is a scapegoat and she's being used as a scapegoat in Unizik. There are many of them like that in that school. And if you give them the opportunity, they will even beat a lecturer. Come on, what do you mean? So you are telling me that if it's your father, what we do normally in the house, you might be obstructing your father's view. Or say, shift, leave the road, let me pass, smoke him. How dare you say if your father is passing and you are still standing there? They don't burn you well. Won't bear that. They don't burn you well. I'm not going for man. You stand there. You show that you don't have respect. You stand there. But because he's your lecturer, he's not your father. It's not your father. Some of them, they will okay, the one we even hear. I'm in the system, I will tell you. Bring your hand. They don't used to flog me in my hand. Oh, yeah, turn your bumbo, let me flog you. They don't used to flog me in my bumbo. My father don't flog me in my bumbo. Imagine. The things we hear in school, the things we hear raising these Gen Zs, these so-called Gen Zs, you go help us. You go praise us. You think it's easy? You will leave your children for the teachers. You will leave it, you dump them, and when they touch them, you rush. You will not have time for curricular activities or extramural activities, those little things. What's the name? Inter-house sport, blah blah. You will not have time to come and support your child in those ones. You will not have time. But make them touch them, say them flog them. You don't rush come school to rake down the foundation. Parents, Nigerian parents, I'm hitting on you people. You people should be careful. I repeat again, if you know say you cannot train a child and instill discipline in that child, do not bring forth children. Don't stop bringing out nuisance and giving us headache in the society. Look at what a full-grown woman who is old enough to give birth to children and train her own children. Look at what she's misbehaving. Look at the disgrace she has brought to the family. And the truth of the matter is that people don't know that whatever you sow, you will reap. Your parents, whatever you sow, you will reap. Now look at who are people calling? Is it not the parents? You think, hey, don't touch my child, don't touch my child. Whenever anything happens, you will still be the one to be blamed. you will still be the one to be blamed. Even if you are not alive, you will still be the one to be blamed. What is you people's problem? Be careful. Teachers, do not overbeat a child. Do not brutalize a child. 5 strokes are okay. Don't wow all over a child. It is wrong. I'm not an advocate of that. But say, stretch out your hands, you flog a child. Because your child was flogged, you rush to a school. Parents, be careful. Owners of school, secondary school, sit up and put a stop to all this nonsense. All these things, all these shenanigans that is happening in Gen Z, so-called Gen Z, everybody's calling Gen Z, Gen Z, Gen Z. It started from the secondary school, from the upbringing you guys give to the students.